My name is Tamra. I work here at Precision Camera in Austin, Texas. And I'm here to help you learn about how to do your little camera triangle, is what I call it, for the Olympus system. And what I mean by the camera triangle is I mean that I think everybody should know the three functions of their camera. And the three functions are, number one is how your camera focuses. Number two is how to control where your camera focuses. And number three, how to control your shutter drive or release mode, whatever you want to call it. All right. So I picked Olympus. This is the M1 Mark II, and this is their entry-level M10 Mark III. And we'll go over the first one first, okay, which is how your camera focuses. If you hit the OK button right here, you're going to see a little toggle switch come down. If you go down to the SAF, you're going to get a couple of choices here. This is just single automatic focus. It picks a single focusing point. It stays there until you push the shutter all the way down. All right. The second one is continuous focusing. This means it's going to continuously focus as everybody or your subject is moving around. Manual focus. I know a lot of people out there are going to say, I'm never going to manual focus, but there are some times that you may need to manually focus, all right? So that's how you get to it. Once again, I hit the OK button and bring this back up. SAF MF, this is single automatic focus, but you have manual focus override. So when I use this one, I'm going to focus into a subject like this, and then I will turn the focusing dial, and then I can manually focus it in case it's focusing on something I don't want to focus in on. All right? The last one is tracking. The tracking is actually a pretty cool thing. It's continuous focus, but it's going to track on the subject. And what I'm going to do is just move this back, and you're going to focus in on the subject, and you're going to notice that I can toggle around here, and it's actually following the camera wherever I go. The differences between their higher end camera is you have more focusing choices, okay? And you're going to toggle over to the SAF, you have CAF, you have manual focus, you have tracking, and then you have something that's called preset manual focus. This is helpful if you're doing a lot of night photography like Milky Way and stuff. You can actually keep it at a focusing point, and then it'll remember that focusing point, and you can manual focus. So that's the biggest difference between the two as far as focusing goes. Now, where your camera focuses and how to control your focusing points are going to be very easy with both cameras. You're just going to hit the left switch. You're going to see a bunch of little features come down, and you notice this little dial right here will let me change from camera takeover to single point to grouping back to camera takeover. Once I get to the feature that I want, I can just move this around and click on it. The third one is going to be your drive mode. On this camera right here, all you have to do is push this down, and you're going to see different features pop up here. One of them is anti-shock, single anti-shock, right? So you have single shooting, you have high sequential shooting, which is going to do faster frames per second. The only thing, when you go to 11 frames per second in this particular camera, it will not continuous focus. So if you need continuous focus, so you'll want to go to the low sequential shooting. You have 12-second self-timer with anti-shock, you have 2-second self-timer with anti-shock, and then you have continuous shooting. To get into how to control your continuous shooting, you do have to hit the info button. If you look right there, it says settings, info, and then I can turn around and I can change whatever feature I want, which is how many seconds in between, how many pictures I want to take, the lapse between the pictures, all right? The little bit of difference with the M1 Mark II is it has a whole lot more shooting features in it. And to get to that drive mode, it's really easy. I just hit the top button right here, and I'm going to turn this dial right here, and it's going to go to silent mode, continuous high. And it's going to do a cool thing that's called Pro Capture High, which is going to do 60 frames per second, right? I have continuous low, I have silent continuous low, and I have Pro Capture. That's going to be 30 frames per second in Pro Capture low. I have 12-second self-timer. 2-second self-timer, and then this camera actually has what's called high-res shooting. And what the high-res shooting does is it actually overlaps the picture, so my 21 megapixel camera just became 50 megapixels. If you have any more questions on these cameras, please come into Precision Camera, ask for me. I'll be more than happy to teach you a little bit more. Have a great day.